Hey, amazing only child mums. I'm FOA Comment, your part-time working mum friend who loves Yahweh, family, and fun. Welcome to the family of one, where we share joys and adventures of raising an only child. Expect relatable stories, parenting laughs, and faith-filled tips. Let's make small family life enjoyable. Woo! Welcome back to the Family of One podcast. I'm Four and I'm so glad you're here today. Today, I want to dive into from toddler to big kids. I want to talk about some of the milestones that I have learned as Olivia is growing up through the different stages. And it has taught me so much. So, for example, when she was a toddler, a baby, and at that time, I was a full time stay at home mom, and my husband, he's working full time. I did have help from my grandparents, my husband, his grandparents, and his mum and dad. But for the most part, I was with her a lot, which meant that if she's with me, she is clinging on to me like I cling on to my bag of chips and chocolates. So when we would go to different places like family events, church events, different gatherings, or you're just going out with friends in general, to dinner, different places, I'm always holding her, and she wouldn't always go to her father. Like if we sat together, she would want to be close to me. And if I said, oh, you can take, someone would say, I can hold on to or take her. She'll be like, fussing a little bit. She's like, or fussing. She's like, no, she didn't even want to go to her father most times when she was a baby. It was just her and I. And then I realized, you know what? It is nice if people hold her, or if she went to other people, because then I could have a break. I can literally eat my own food, or it's just nice. So I don't know if you're at that stage, but for me, I started just being mindful, and I had to let go too. I mean, it did absolutely, and I mean absolutely warmed my heart when I don't know, maybe I didn't want her to go to other people, but when she came to me, I was like, yeah, I was her favorite. But then I was like, okay, I'm favorite, but I'm kind of tired. I want her to go to other people. Yeah, so I started practicing, because at my church we have a nursery. We have Sunday school classes, and in the Sunday school classes, we have nursery. And if you're wondering, a nursery, that's where you can take your little ones, and it goes up from baby to 2 years old. We have different ages and different stages we offer. So during the church service, you're welcome. If you would like, the parent, you would take your little one, and in our nursery, there's like age appropriate toys and things for them to play with. And then you have your volunteers, adults, and then we've all been given training and everything, that in a secure, safe environment. And so if you want to take your baby there during the church services, then you can. And then afterwards, you go and get your child. Or even if you just want to go there for a little bit, and then you could always pick up your child, even if the service hasn't finished. So I thought, you know what? We do have this, available for those parents who would like to listen and sit in the service and have your child, have someone else mind your child, look after your child for a little bit. So the first time I tried that, I went over and I was like, is she going to be okay? And I know the adults who are looking after, because very good friends, and I was like, she's in a safe place. And as soon as I took her to the beautiful room, and I say beautiful because each Sunday school room, they really are mindful of the environment for the child, for the children. And I took her, and she was like, nope. And she was crying. And I was like, oh, it's okay. And then I took her back, and we took her back inside the service. And then I thought, I'll try next Sunday. So I went back, And as soon as I started going to the room, she was crying. She was like, Mom. And so we're like, no. And then this time, Jeremy, he took her. I think he took her too. He was holding on. And she must have known because as soon as we start walking in the corridor, the place where we take her, she was like, no way. Yeah. And I was cracking up. I was like, because I didn't go with him this time. I was like, you go and take her because if I go, there's no way. Because once she cries, once again, I'm going to just hold on to her. And so, and it really wasn't a big deal for me to take her back. I just wanted to honestly just have a little break because I thought, my goodness, I've been with her Monday every day, and it's just nice just to have someone mind her for a little bit. And could Jeremy have taken her? Yeah, he could, but he just wanted to sit inside. And you can sit inside with your child too in the service. But it was hilarious. And the teacher, there was a mom, and she was volunteering. She was a grandparent, and she said it's okay. You know, she's in a safe place, and it's all right. Do you want her to fuss a little bit, or we can hold her? And they always hold your child, until they're comfortable. They're really good. And she said, do you want me to wait for like a minute, or would you want me to call her straight, or just you know come and get her after a few minutes? And I said, well, I wonder, because I would go each Sunday, come back, go Sunday. And then they said, it's okay. So here's a hilarious thing. So I think it was the fourth Sunday I took her. And once again, she was fussing. And then I think it was about 2 minutes, and she wasn't crying. They said, she was like, mommy, mommy, but I think they timed it for like a few minutes, and then she stopped, and then she just started playing. Like they read books to her, and there was other children, and there's bubbles, and there's things that they can play on. I mean, and so I was like, oh, so she did okay. And they said, oh yeah, that's fine. And it was only really about 20 to 30 minutes. And I was thinking, oh, so that what really taught me was in that moment, it was good for me to let go because one, she's in a safe place again. Two, I know the people. And three, I volunteered there as well. Like I was a nursery volunteer. So I knew what happens to parents, to mums or mum and dads, and their child is a little bit uncomfortable, and they want mum and dad so much, but the parents are saying it's okay just for a little bit. If he fusses or my child fusses, child, and just come and get me, which we do. It's just up to the parent. And some other parents are like, no, just let them fuss, they'll be fine. That okay, because they knew they would stop crying. But anytime a child didn't cry and we're holding on to them, we always got the parents. So there's a difference from different parents and what they're wanting. But that is what I learned. It took me the fifth goal, and then I felt like really guilty because I thought, am I a good parent? Like when I would hear her cry, am I doing well? Like should I make her cry? I am feeling like the mom guilt, like, oh no, this child should never cry. I don't know if you have said that to yourself, but that's what I was saying. And my husband, he's like, she'll be fine. I mean, he was like really strong. She can do it. She's fine. Once again, she's in a safe place. We know these people. We trust these people. We've all gone through the training, and you're a volunteer nursery person as well. And they all have police checks. I mean, our churches, absolutely, they take it very seriously, and we're safe and everything. And I was like, yeah, she's fine. And so eventually, when I kept doing it a lot, she just stopped crying. She looked forward to it. Like when it came to nursery, she was like, yay, I get to go play with certain toys, because the good thing about it, there were toys there that she absolutely loved that we didn't have at home. And other two, she got to play with other little kids, which she started to get to know them. And then she started being familiar with the nursery teachers. So that was really good. And the next learning stage is the learning stages when she went to her preschool. And we had an opportunity for her to go to a preschool that was 10 minutes away from our home, which was really good, 10 minutes drive. But at the time when I signed her up for this preschool, um, I think the school wasn't open. It was like a school break. But I, knowing her, because during our little local adventures field trip groups, now that's when I would take you to different field trips around a community, I just noticed before she participated in an activity, or if there was something that they want the children to go to, hands on, smell, touch, and everything, she would just wait and just watch what the other kids were doing first, and then she would go ahead and do it. So I knew, okay, she's probably not going to once again just go on in, and she's never been to this location before. She'll rather just have a bit more information. At the time, this preschool was located in a church building, but the classrooms was in the basement of the church. So I called the pastor of the church. Well, at first I called the church and I spoke to the secretary and the pastor, and I said that, I'm a mom and my daughter's coming to this school. And I also wrote to the principal. So I wrote to the principal, emailed, spoke to the principal, spoke to the secretary of the church and the church. And I explained to them that I'm a mom who has a child who's going to attend this school the following school year, but the school's closed. Is there a way that I could just bring my child to the church, and then she can walk down the hallway just to see and look in her classroom? She does not have to go inside the classroom. She can just look and see, and then she knows. And I explained why. I said, just for a good first day of school, so she's not sure why. And even though I noticed you can talk about it and you can explain, like I could have just waited, like, oh yeah, there goes your school over there, but she doesn't. And then I could just verbally tell her, mummy's going to drop you off, and mum and dad's going to walk you to the gate, and then you're going to go through. I'm like, for Olivia, because I have an opportunity, I could just ask the principal and the pastor, and they all said yes. They said that's fine. So when I went, and then Jeremy and we took her, and they were so kind. I think it was the secretary. She met us because she went during the day, and then she said, well, the children, there's two entrance, and she said they come in through this door, then they go down to the basement. So she was showing us, and then she said, there's your classroom, and she kindly opened up the door. She's like, and this is your classroom here, this is where you'll be going. And Olivia's like looking, she was like, okay, that's really, she was like soaking it in. So it was really good. Now, I don't know if you get to have those type of opportunities, but if you have an opportunity where, if your child is going to a school, or maybe a preschool, and if you're able to do, and your child, like, I really want to show them the location. And if you can get an opportunity just take them, just to show them where it is, what it looks like, getting out of the car, walking to the gate, opening up the door, you're walking and showing them exactly where their class is, it's going to be okay. And I know that's not going to be, you know, available all the time, because things happen and sometimes you're not able to get access. But mine, I always say ask. If they say no, that's fine. But if they say yes, at least I asked. It doesn't hurt to ask. So it was good. So once we got that, and then I showed her there, because this location, her school, we would always have to pass it anyway because it's in town. We would just go, remember, you're going to this school, and how we walk through the door, and then you hang your bag up, and they showed you with your classroom. So when it came to the first day, we were ready. Really, I was cried, and I was kind of like waiting, like, woman, if she cries, but she was fine. She knew the drill. She knew exactly where to go, what it looked like, and where to put her bag. And it was just so good. I mean, and then when I said goodbye to her, I stopped, and then I said to my husband, maybe I should just, and there's this big tree, maybe I should just wait by the tree. He goes, and do what? Be a creeper? I don't think so. He goes, go home. And this is how funny it is. She was only gone for an hour and a half and she was 10 minutes away. I mean, hello, what's it called? I don't know. Oh my goodness. And I was telling my other friends, they were laughing. I was like, oh, I turned back and I thought I heard a mommy. No, that was just me. That's how hilarious, yes, moms, I am when it came to her first preschool day. Now, maybe your day was different. Maybe yours was more adventurous, or maybe yours were like, oh no, 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 no. But I have some friends who did not send their kids to preschool. Now, I sent mine to preschool because I needed a break. Now, isn't that hilarious? I'm like, needed a break. And she was a really good kid. So you're wondering, a break? You make out like she's full hands on. She's really not. But I thought, you know what? I just need a break for an hour and a half, and it's only 10 minutes away, and it's going to be fine. So, yeah, so when I picked her up, oh my goodness, the first day too, I went, and you could tell the other first day mamas and parents, because we all were there like probably 15 minutes early, just waiting for the kids to come out. Hilarious, I tell you. And oh, it's just so nice, and she did enjoy it. And then so when she started school, one once again, it was just fine. We took her to the location, and she was able to go and see her class, because they had I think they have like first they have rounders, something like kindergarten rounders. I think that's what they call it. So she enjoyed it. Well, actually, at the time when she was going to the school, now there was a preschool. So because of COVID, she started before COVID, and then during COVID, like everything shut down, and so she was back at home. And then after that, we went to a school, and yeah, we found another school, and so she enjoyed that as well, because some of her classmates from that preschool just went to the school where she's going now. And that was amazing. So she's been there ever since preschool, second part of her preschool. She's third grade. She's 8 years old. That is so awesome. So it's so interesting, as your kid, that embracing new experiences, and like growing up, and we're celebrating different milestones, and they are growing up with confidence, with joy and love. There's a lot you learn from, not only are they learning, but you're learning as well. And another one that I can think of is her wanting to learn how to ride a bike. Now, there are some things I'm really good at teaching her at, but there's other things as well. That's why I'm really thankful for my husband. He teaches her other things that I'm thinking like, I know it, but I'm not really good at teaching it, just explaining it. And riding bike was one of them. And so I tell you what, and honestly, because for me to run behind her, like I was thinking, oh my goodness, I don't want to keep running behind her, holding on to the bike. And you can have tricycles where you have those little wheels. So we got that as well. And then there's another one where a bike, and I forgot what it's called, you don't have the wheels. And so they just balance them. And is it a strider? I don't know what that's called as well, but we didn't get that. And I don't know why. We did balance it. We got a bike, and they said you can take the wheels off. It's specifically for that, or you can put the wheels on and it's fine. So we got, my husband and I, he taught her how to ride. And just seeing them, go out there, and I can't remember what age, maybe it was at 3 or 4, she started learning how to ride. And I know we have neighbors across the road, and their kid was a lot younger riding, but she started at that age. And I remember watching her just getting frustrated because, you know, just with wanting to do it on her own. And even though she had wheels, she had the training wheels. Yeah, she had training wheels. And then when it came to time she felt confident to take them off, it didn't end well. She would fall and then we put them back on. And so I tell you what, she's now 8, and it took a few years for her and my husband to be consistent. And then as she's getting, I think she may be about 6. Was it 6, close to 7? My husband, he's a lot smaller than me, and he bought a bike. And then I don't know how he got on, but he got on the bike. And so he's pedaling on the bike, and I think she's standing up or he's biking behind her. So she's sitting on the seat, and I don't know how, but he's staring at. I don't know how, but then I'm thinking, one, how are you able to get on the bike and pedal at the same time? Or she's pedaling. I don't know, but it was hilarious until I'm like, he's gonna get a sore back. He's going to the chiropractor. But guess what? This year, with a lot of consistency with my husband being so consistent during the summer and teaching and teaching and teaching it, this man, I tell you what, he may not always do the laundry, but he sure makes up to it with certain activities with Olivia. She is now riding a bike, and she can ride a bike on her own so much that I think last week we did about 8 miles, and I I couldn't believe it that she did 8 miles. I mean, I couldn't believe that I did 8 miles myself. I mean, I had to change my bike because I had back in the day, I did Ironman, and I did Ironman like local. I mean, I did not do like national level. I did it on the local level. And this is hilarious because, for example, I think there was 3 local competitions, and my goal was to do 3 a year at that stage. And this is before I had Olivia, because I wanted to get in shape, I wanted to be healthy, I wanted to have a baby. So I was going through this health, find a sport that I love, and I'll just give it a go just to say I did it. So I would do 3. I think I did 3. And then 2 of the events, right? I won in my age. And I think there was 3 of us. There was like 200 people. And I told myself, as long as I don't come last out of the big group. But there was like 4 40-year-olds. So there was 4 of us. And I think it went from 40 to like 50 something, 55, for example. And I came first in my event. And because I did not know, when I finished my event and it came to the awards, hello, I went home. I didn't even think about it until I looked at my results. And then I realized, oh my goodness, I won in the in my age group. How amazing is that? So I tell you, you can, and this is the funny part. I am not a good swimmer, like I can swim, but I am not a fantastic swimmer. So when it came to this swimming, I knew enough not to go first because that's when you get hit. You got like 100 and some people all diving into the water trying to get out. Well, hello, I go, but my arms, I'll go out to the deep end, swim, and then oh my goodness, talk about one time I went swimming, right? Go out as you do, swim hard. And then I got tired, so I'm floating on my back, and I practiced a lot. I seriously, guys, I practiced a lot. And in the pool, like when you're practicing indoor swimming, there's lines because you look up and you can see the lights. Well, I looked up in the sky and I was like, oh my goodness, what am I going to follow? Well, I somehow drifted off from everybody else in the race, and there was a canoe that came up, and they're like, ma'am. And I went, oh my goodness, what's this canoe here? And the person goes, you have drifted. You're not swimming with everybody. Somehow you took a long like right turn or something. That is too hilarious. And so of course he helped me. I had to get back on track with everybody else. But then as soon as my foot could touch the ground, I started running because I could run faster underwater than swimming. And it looks so funny because can you imagine now if you saw a person and their head is bopping like across the water and they're moving. Like I seriously, I was beating people that were swimming because I'm running. And I thought, oh, wait a minute. It might look weird that I don't have my arms are not moving. So I would just pretend. I would pretend like I'm using my arms, but I'm really not. I am power running under that water. And I passed some people. So what does that say about my running underwater? Fabulous. So then after the swimming, right, for Ironman, and then you bike. And I love biking. Biking is my thing. I mean, I tell you, I don't know why. I think it's easier on my legs. And so that's why with the biking, I did that. And then the running. Talk about, oh my goodness. And a photographer on one of the events took my photo. And as they do, they post different, like, oh, Iron Man, local, blah, blah, blah. And then they showcase some people. My face, it looked like I am taking a poo or something. It does not look charming. And my husband, and of course, they put it on Facebook. They put it on some event, right? Because they're just like celebrating the event and people who are participating. My husband, he was laughing so much. He was like, oh my goodness, look at your face. It is hilarious. If I could find it, I will somehow like track it somewhere because it's hilarious. I thought, oh my goodness, those were the Iron Man days. So my strategy with Iron Man when it came to the running, because my biking I made up for the swimming, and then I knew with my biking I had to get as quick as possible because the running's gonna kill me. So I would like, and you're on the street, so I would run, and then the next pile would walk, and the next you know, pole, was it the street light? I would, run so or a mailbox. I would just have my markers and I would just do that run, walk. But of course, when if there was people, I was running, just to show that I can run. Well, I just want to say after sharing that moment about my face, we can now all ride our bikes together. And it is so wonderful that she's at that stage. And me, because I got to be at that stage riding a bike. So I am so happy that we now share that experience and we're having so much fun. My husband and I and my daughter were all riding together. So if you have any stories or moments or child milestone moments that you want to share, send me an email at joyfulgathers@hotmail.com. That's joyfulgathers@hotmail.com. Or if you want to text it to me and just share with the group, that is so wonderful. I just want to say thank you for joining me on this milestone, adventure. I'm going to give a shout out to my listeners in Connecticut. So thank you very much to my listener who listened to the last episode on Watago, Connecticut. And also want to give a shout out to the countries for my listeners in the United States, United Kingdom, Maldives, and Malaysia. I am really appreciate you all celebrating and listening to the Family of One podcast. This is for your friend, and I'm looking forward to catching you in the next episode on Wednesday. Bye.